Hello everyone, Ollie here from Talk Cinema, and today, as you've seen by our Instagram story, if you follow us on Instagram, and also on our YouTube community tab, me, Rusty and ℚ𝕚𝕚 are going to be watching Captain America Brave New World, aka Captain America 4, the fourth Captain America film in the MCU. So I should probably state right now, as you can see, Rusty and ℚ𝕚𝕚 are nowhere to be seen at this moment of time. They are running slightly late than we expected, well, than I expected, but they should be here for this video, so it's not just going to be my ass throughout this whole video. So as promised, we will be discussing the film together, but for now, I'm just going to be here by myself discussing my before thoughts on the film we're watching, obviously Brave New World. I was initially going to think about us talking about our feelings on the previous three Captain America films, but then I realised we were going to, after the film, hopefully if we have enough time, we were all going to rank all four Captain America films. So if we were going to rank them all, we would be discussing those previous three films in the process. So what's the point of just discussing our thoughts beforehand? But sorry for that abrupt stop, guys. I had to move to the other side of the car park because there were people loading up a van, and they took an absolute age, so I had to move all the way across to the other side of the car park. And if you've watched our previous videos, you may recognise this area, but if you don't, then just ignore what I just said. But yeah, anyway, just because of convenience and, you know, the fact that the plans have changed, we're just going to discuss our thoughts on the previous three Captain America films in our ranking, which hopefully we should still do after we discuss our afterthoughts on this fourth film. So yeah, I'm just right now in this section, I'm going to talk about my before thoughts on this film, so what I'm thinking going into it. So regarding Brave New World, so before any reviews had come out for this film, I had not really had any expectation for this film, because obviously it's going to be a new Captain America, which we had previously briefly seen in the last episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, obviously Sam Wilson, and then him carrying on the mantle from, well, I say Steve Rogers, I guess, John Walker. He was obviously the, or as I'd like to say, angry Cap, or evil Cap, Captain America. But yeah, obviously now Sam has taken the mantle of Captain America from the show, and I like Sam. Don't get me wrong, I just wouldn't know what to expect for this film without having known much of the plot or the synopsis of the film. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a Captain America film, which, just to say, I liked all previous three films, but obviously we'll discuss them later on after the film, this film. But I do like the first three, and coming into this one, again, before reviews have come out, I wasn't sure what to expect. So fast forwarding about a couple of days ago, when the reviews started to come out, or at least the early reactions, the first reactions, saying there were a lot of mixed reactions to this film, which I guess is to be expected, considering it's, you know, the new age of Marvel. Even after seeing some positive, some negative, some mixed reactions, it's kind of all over the place overall, with regarding Brave New World, so, you know. But yeah, I don't really know what else to really say, because again, tying into our, or at least my thoughts on the previous three films, I don't really have too much to say, other than I hope it's obviously good. I really want to have a good time with this one, because like I said, like I briefly just stated earlier, I do like Sam Wilson in obviously his first appearance, The Winter Soldier, and obviously his other appearances, of course. But yeah, I mean, seeing his kind of rise to prominence as Captain America, I wonder where this film takes place in the MCU. Is it set, or I mean, compared, I wonder, what I'm trying to say is that I wonder where, how long after this film is set from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Disney Plus show. Yeah, I'm just hoping for a really good time, and I'm sure Rusty ℕ𝕤𝕗 would as well, but I don't want to obviously speak on their behalf because I'm not them. So I'm just going to wait until they get here, really, because they probably have a bit more to say than I do, because right now this is kind of piss poor with regarding my before thoughts, because again, after seeing the first reactions to this film, and I've tried my best to not see any reviews, but because I'm on the internet so much, it's very hard to avoid that. So yeah, I'm trying to just take all these reviews away and try and go in as fresh as possible without any other reviews, but it's kind of hard not to. So I'm just really hoping for a good time for this film, yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait until Rusty and ℕ𝕤𝕗 get here, which by the time 5 minutes past 1. Rusty said he's going to get here roughly 10 past 1, which is in about 5 minutes, but I don't want to, he said don't guarantee that, so I'm not kidding. But hopefully he'll arrive just around then, because when I stop recording, I'm just going to be stood here like an idiot. So hopefully he'll arrive soon, and who knows, maybe ℕ𝕤𝕗 might arrive on the same time too, because ℕ𝕤𝕗 said he's going to try and get here around 1:30-ish at the latest, I think he said. But the film starts, or the film opens at 1:35, so hopefully he'll get here in time just so that he can share his before thoughts on this film. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait until Rusty and ℕ𝕤𝕗 get here, but I don't know who's gonna go next. Whoever arrives here first will go next, and then yeah, I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
Hello, we have to be super duper quick. We've got like 2 minutes. ℕ𝕤𝕗 is not here. He's on his way, but he's going to be late. And so, before thoughts. I've heard not so great things, unfortunately, but we'll have to see for ourselves. Alright, well, I think that's all.
Hello everyone. Hello people in the internet. I've arrived just in time. I am a bit late, but I've managed to make it on time. I am nervous about this film due to recent news. I will explain more in detail about it later on. Anyways, I'm gonna go enjoy him with my dudes talking cinema. And yeah, wishes all bloody luck.
Roll the preview.
The country needs Captain America.
Come and get me!
Wait for it.
Save some for us, Cap.
Somebody was pulling the strings on everything. Let's go!
Post credit scene must be at the end. I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you need to go to the... Oh.
Where's he going?
He's gone to the bathroom. Okay, we are outside, and just covered with my head. And yeah, ℕ𝕤𝕗. So do you want to go first, ℕ𝕤𝕗?
Yeah. Alright, now, in terms of the whole film itself, I thought it was not bad, but not good type of vibes. Now, the fight choreography, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be like pure dog shit. But I wish the Hulk fight was about a couple minutes longer. Some of you might disagree. The fight choreography, yeah, it was shocking and yet not bad. It kind of reminded me of old MCU vibes. The color saturation, I think they overdone it a bit, because the colors are too bright. The green screen is just fine. I'm not an expert on green screen, so I'm the one to talk, because I'm not good at green screen myself from my short film. And the characters, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, aka Captain America, he wasn't that bad. And Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross, the Red Hulk, I thought he was quite good. The new Falcon, he's an okay character. just a bit too humorous. I thought there was a lot of great scenes. The humor sometimes ruined the emotional moments for me. Some of you might disagree. The humor was hit or miss. There were some bits I laughed, some bits I didn't. Some bits were great, some bits were ruined. The film's tone did remind me of Winter Soldier, but at the same time it sort of reminded me of Captain America First Avenger. Though the characters, they're not bad. The story, hit or miss for me. And the action was good. The pace was not bad at all. Overall, this film wasn't bad at all. Although I do have a bit of an issue with the villains in this film. It feels very strange that the Hulk villains, the Red Hulk, who Harrison Ford plays, and the leader, who's just more green Megamind rather than just the leader, because the leader does not have a very deformed bald head. He has hair and he has a goatee on his face. Yes, that is from the comics.
Well, in the film, he didn't have the goatee or the hair.
Yeah, and that just really put me off.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why he had the deformed hair. Well, I get why, but like, why? He's supposed to be a Hulk villain as like the Red Hulk. I don't understand why Bruce Banner didn't show up of all people. You would have thought Bruce Banner, the Hulk, would have gotten himself involved with Thunderbolt Ross of all people. The man in the very first Hulk film who tried to stop him, by the way. And like, I appreciate they mentioned him. I was surprised Betty Ross was returning in this film, or returned. That really put me off guard, because I expected her to just be absent throughout most of the film. I'm glad she showed up. I'm glad she was mentioned. But I just wish there were actually Captain America villains. The Serpent Gang, they don't look like serpents like they did in the original comics. I'm still trying to get into comics, so forgive me if I have missed a few bits here and there. But I do know some knowledge of the Marvel comics so far. I'm still getting the deep dive of it before Secret Wars. But overall, I don't think it's a bad film, but I don't think it's bad either. So I'm going to give this film a 6.5 out of 10. So in between 6 and 7, it's not a bad film, but it's not good either.
How would you rank it between the other Captain America films? So Captain America, the First Avenger, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Captain America, Civil War. Where would you put this Captain America, Brave New World, within any of those? So how do you rank those?
Right, now in terms of ranking, we're going to have to cut out... Are you talking about the films or including the TV show with Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I didn't think about that, but that's titled Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So we're just doing Captain America and yeah.
Okay, so we're in terms of films ranking then. Yeah, okay, so in terms of ranking the Captain America movies, all right. So least favorite, I'm gonna have to go with this one, I'm afraid, and that really, really punches my gut because I love Captain America. I do. I think he's an absolutely great character. He's a symbol of hope. That is what the idea of Captain America is. And then as for the one afterwards, Captain America, the First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and then Civil War. Overall, I think they are great films. So it's really hard for me to rank the films. But overall, they're all good in their own respective rights. But Civil War is the best, and this one is the worst. So, but that's all I've got. We're gonna pass it on. Thank you all for having me, and yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Okay, my thoughts on Captain America, the fucking car. Do you want to tell them what's...
that was really good timing. Yeah, basically, as he was about to say that, a car just drove in. And then as soon as he said Captain America, the fucking car... Oh, my fucking iced tea.
Should I continue?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay. Anyway... continuing on from that, not Captain America in the fucking car. Captain America: Brave New World. What are my thoughts? So, as I stated in my intro, these guys weren't here, so they didn't hear them. So, I was a bit skeptical about it because of the reactions. I tried to avoid all the reviews that I could because I don't like their intentions to mess around with mine. But overall, people need to grow up. All right, like these are Marvel films. Okay, they're fun. They're they're not to be taken too seriously. At least I think so. I don't say I really liked the film, but I thought it was decent. I thought Anthony Mackie as Captain America. Obviously, this is the first film that he's appeared in as Captain America. Obviously, yes, the last episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he kind of became Captain America in there. But this is his first feature-length film that he appears as Captain America, and I thought he did pretty damn well for the most part. Now, I don't know, because usually I like to talk about my positives or my negatives first, but I'm kind of all over the place. So I'll go with the stuff that I didn't like first, just to get them out of the way, because I always like talking about the good stuff. So the thing that I did not like, that I saw partially in the advertising, was the new Falcon. I keep forgetting his name, his actual name. Do you guys remember his name? No, not the actor, but the new Falcon. His friend, the new one. But yeah, whatever his name is, the new Falcon. I would agree with NerdTube. I think the Falcon's humour kind of tainted some of the kind of the more serious or emotional scenes. Like, I liked him near the end, but I think, especially the start where they come out of one building and they're kind of just like, I don't know, it's humour. I can't remember the exact quotes. I'm terrible with memory like that, but I don't know. I just remember just kind of groaning a little bit, just because it's a bit like, oh, come on. I know it's a Marvel film, but come on. So yeah, other than some of the jokes that he makes near the end, I kind of grew to like him. Like, yeah, I thought he was all right in the end. Any other negatives? I didn't really like I guess the main villain, is it? The
leader.
Yeah, the green Mega Mind dude. I didn't even know what he looked like in the comics. I didn't really care for him, to be honest. Like, because you sometimes end up liking a villain, but I was just like,
This one was boring, like.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, he's alright. And then I think, moving on to perfect segue, to Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross, aka Thunderbolt Ross, aka the Red Hulk. Now, because William Hurt had passed away, who was obviously Thunderbolt Ross beforehand in The Incredible Hulk and the other MCU films.
Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah, rest in peace. Obviously, Harrison Ford ended up being recast. Sorry, no. William Hurt ended up being recast because he passed away with Harrison Ford. And I thought he did good. Because, I mean, Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford. He's a legend. I mean, this is not his best film. I think, personally for me, I think Indiana Jones is his most iconic. Yeah, his most iconic role for me. Some say Han Solo, but I think Indiana Jones is his best role, especially in Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. But yeah, I thought he did good. Obviously, he gets elected as the President of the United States. So, yeah, I thought Harrison was great. Anthony Mackie was great. The Falcon guy, I don't know the actor's name. I've never seen him before in any film before. But he was alright in the end. Betty Ross, obviously Liv Tyler's character. Now, I didn't know that she was going to be returning in this, because I think it was this morning I found out that she was in it. I was like, damn it. Because you got all these people online like spoiling things, because they like to be assholes. So, but I'm really happy she's returned. I really like her I love Liv Tyler as Liv Tyler. I love Liv Tyler as Betty Ross. I think she was great in the Incredible Hulk, and also really like Edward Norton. But I won't get into that because it's not a Hulk film. But yeah, I didn't really think much about Bruce Banner making an appearance, as NerdTube has just said. I mean, it's not really. I know it's not a Hulk film, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't know where he would be placed in this. Oh, action's amazing. I think it was great, like little great action sequences. I saw a couple of trailers, and the action that was shown in the trailers were really good, and it proved to be true. But it was great. The way that they showed them in the film, because trailers show something, but they don't always turn out to be always best in the film. But I think they did really well with the action sequences in this film. I mean, it's no Winter Soldier or Civil War, but it was pretty decent. I don't know what else to say. I feel like when I'm editing this video, I'll be like, shit, I should have said that. The story was interesting. This is the thing about Marvel films, which is I'm kind of fed up with. The fact that you have to do your homework, you have to do revision for every bloody Marvel film you watch. It's just like, I just want to enjoy a Marvel film for what it is. A nice action film, a standalone film. This is the thing. My dad likes the early Marvel films, but by the time it got to the first Avengers, he was just like, oh, it's just shit, it's boring. This is annoying. Yeah, again, not going to repeat myself, but yeah, I just don't like having to repeatedly watch films. I mean, they may be good films to come back and rewatch, but it's like, I just want to go in and watch a film without having to worry about watching other films. It's kind of annoying. That's one of the main downsides of watching Marvel films, really. But the good is usually the action and hopefully the story as well, if you believe in that, and also the characters. Yeah, what would I give this film? He gave it a 6.5. I usually give them solid numbers, but obviously that's just me. Just to be safe, I'm gonna say 6 out of 10. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people made it out to be, but it was fine. I mean, we had fun. I always like coming to the cinema with these guys, especially with like Marvel films, where they're big scopic films, and you obviously have the audience that sometimes react. I mean, it's nothing like No Way Home or anything, but it's still fun. Like you hear, like, I
was going to say, so it's more of a side thing about a character in this film. Really quickly, I'm going to try and keep this brief. I forget her name. She's like the
Betty Ross?
Betty Ross, was it? No. The one that managed to beat an entire hallway of soldiers. And I can imagine a bunch of people having an issue with that. Because, how does she do that? Blah, 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 blah. But if you listen, she said she was part of the Widows program, which Black Widow was. And if you like Black Widow, then you should have no problem with her. Because they were trained the exact same. But I can imagine people online could be a bit angry about that.
woke.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they'd say. And I hate that word. It's not even a real word. It's a word America made up. And guess what? Americans are stupid.
Americans are stupid.
There you go.
He said it.
Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, no, it's a horrible word. When I hear the word woke, I'm like, oh, I awoke. I woke up. It's got nothing to do with media. It's stupid.
So, ranking all 4 Captain America films. My least favourite, I would agree with NerdTube, and I think this one is my least favourite, Brave New World. Again, not bad, it's just, comparing it to the first 3, it sounds a bit mean, because comparing it to the other 3, I don't know, like, it was just different. I don't know what it was. I think Marvel's moved on to a different, for me, whenever I watch Marvel films now, they have a different feel to them.
Yeah,
they don't feel... They don't have it sounds weird because it is Marvel films, but they have a uniqueness to them each film. But this one, I don't know, it's strange, but, it had its benefits. Obviously, the action, some of the performances were great, the story was kind of interesting, but it was my least favourite. Third, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the second film. A lot of people say it's the best MCU film. I've got to disagree. It's slightly overrated, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, I don't know. Like, I think there are, to me personally, people, I think there are better MCU films that I personally think. Well, I prefer. I shouldn't say they're better, but I personally prefer myself. So yeah, I like the espionage in that film. Obviously, just great stuff. Don't really have else to add on to that, but anyway. My second favourite is going to be Captain America: Civil War. This is obviously this is the film that kind of disbanded the Avengers, and it was quite fun for the audience because it's like, which side are you on? You're on Cap's side, you're on Iron Man's side. It's like, yeah, and rewatching it was quite fun because it'd been a while since I watched the film. But yeah, great action, great moments and everything. yeah, so I have to say. So that means my favourite is Captain America: The First Avenger, the first film. I love origin films. It's my favourite because I love the transformation scene. I like the World War II aesthetic to it. Like I liked most of the characters. I thought the villain was great, Red Skull. I really like him. I don't know, it's just his transition from not necessarily his personality, because obviously he's always had Steve Rogers, that is. He's always had this passion to make the world a better place. But the issue was that the issue with that was obviously his size and his illnesses and everything that he has. Because if you remember in the first film, there was a checklist of all the things. There was a bunch of like not mental issues, but mental disadvantages that he had that he wasn't able to get into the army. But it was him. Right, Nerdy has to go. Let me turn you around really quick. He has to catch a bus. So yeah.
Alright, thank you all for having me. I hope we can do this in the next video, and yeah, sayonara.
Hey guys, Editing Ollie here. So when I was looking at the footage for when NerdTube left, I was looking for the footage that Rusty recorded, which was the last part of my review, which was obviously talking about the last part of my ranking of all 4 films. However, I don't think he pressed record, otherwise I'd be editing it right now. So I've got to finish up my ranking. The First Avenger, my favourite, because I like the origin. I think I've already mentioned it all, but just I really like the origin films of superhero films, so that's mainly why it's my number 1. I like the story, I like the characters, etc. Didn't know what else to say. That's really it. I don't think I said that much, but yeah. So, Brave New World, my number 4. The Winter Soldier, my 3rd. Civil War, my 2nd. The First Avenger, my 1st. My favourite. So yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't remember what else I said, so I'm just gonna pass on to Rusty.
Captain America: A Brave New World, was it? Is that the title?
Yeah, Brave New World.
Yeah, A Brave New World. Yeah. So, what do I want to start with? Okay, you know what? Alright, I'm going to break this down. My parts always tend to be really long, and I don't like that. So I'm going to try and keep it short. First off, as soon as the film started, I really enjoyed the tone and the action choreography. I thought, damn, I'm actually surprised. I was like, oh, okay, this is quite good. So in my head as I was watching, I was like, good start, I think. As the film went on, we got introduced to, I forget his name, the guy who played Gus in Breaking Bad, Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, him. I thought it was pretty cool. It's always nice seeing him in things. But that's part of the opening, which I said, great start. Film went on, and as the film went on, I loved the references to the Incredible Hulk. I was like, wow, this feels like a film. Like, this is a sequel to that film. Even though obviously, you got the Eternals giant in there, you got obviously a sequel to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But at the core, I think it's more of a sequel, or at least a love letter to that original film. Only issue is, I wish Edward Norton was still the Incredible Hulk. I think he does a much better job. No discredit to Mark Ruffalo, does Hulk now. Hulk, he's a good actor. He does great. But when you compare him, I'm just like, I kind of would have preferred Edward Norton, just a bit more. And again, yeah. Anyway, as we go on, skip to the end because my memory sucks, and also we'll be here all day if I did. But I like the mystery aspect, the connections to like the Winter Soldier program, like with the reprogramming and all of that kind of stuff. I thought was kind of cool. Sorry, one last thing. It felt like a much more grounded Marvel film. It didn't go like, oh, superheroes or anything. It just felt like, look, here's humans trying to tackle a problem that's a little bigger than them. Especially with, spoilers, the Red Hulk coming in. Now, when I saw the Red Hulk, I thought, Well, one thing, I wish they didn't spoil it in the bloody trailers and the marketing, but hey ho.
That's how they get their asses in the seat.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, Hulk's going to be in it. Whoa. He's not in it that long. But I think it was a realistic length, though, because any longer, and I don't think Sam Wilson, Captain America, without the super soldier serum, could withstand him anymore. So what NerdTube said about, wishing the fight was longer, if the fight was longer, Captain America would be dead. So I think it was a good length, a realistic length, which I think was good. But even during the fight, I thought, wow, I'm watching an event happen. I was just like, this is the Hulk people want to see. The Hulk tear things up. I was like, this is cool.
Not the, hey guys.
Oh, yeah. And NerdTube also says, where's Bruce Banner in all this? I haven't watched She-Hulk, but last time I remember him, he was on a desert island somewhere being Smart Hulk. Yeah, again, it's just like, alright, Smart Hulk, go sit over there and be a boring old fart. So I don't actually know where Hulk is. I don't know where Bruce Banner really is, because I don't have Disney Plus. But the shows I managed to watch was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and obviously Thunderbolts as well is coming out, which is also kind of like a continuation of that, and Black Widow. So, it all connects eventually, which was nice to see in this film. But yeah, much more grounded. The humour, it felt much more sparingly than, say, Thor, where you had a joke every 2 minutes. The jokes were very sparingly. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. In the hospital scene, NerdTube said, Bucky's given quite a good speech, saying like, hey, Cap chose you because you're a human, you give people to aspire to. And then Sam was just like, did you get help writing that? It's just like, yeah, I did. Did you like the last bit? Yeah. I thought it was alright. It did kind of ruin it, but I could also understand it because they are friends, so I can kind of get like, oh, it's friend humour, it's just like, yeah. But at the same time, if an audience watching that, they're like, well, that was nice, oh, never mind. But I get what Marvel's trying to do, it's a dark situation, they want to bring some sort of light to the, like, hey, you're supposed to enjoy the film, not cry.
It's a Marvel film.
Yeah. But again, when you do, when there is an emotional moment, like a proper one, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it, it's been like 5 years, Endgame, when Tony Stark passed, they committed to that. There was no, like, Tony, we did it. Sorry, you can't get your burgers now. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was alright. Was it my favourite film? No. Was it the worst film I've ever seen? Absolutely not. Was it better than Gladiator 2, which I last watched? No. Was it better than Kraven the Hunter? Yes. No. So I'll give it 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. I think because, I don't know, 8 seems a bit too high, but 7 and 6 just feels a bit too low. So 7.5.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. 7.5. Now to rank them. I'll start with my favourite.
Oh, okay.
Change of pace. The First Avenger. That's my favourite. And the reasons that you said, it's just a great starting point. It gets you into it. And when I introduce people, like my granny, into Marvel, I start in chronological order, which obviously means Captain Marvel first. But, that's an alright film.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get to Captain America, you're just like, oh damn, this is getting better. As each film goes on, and it does, and it's great. Yeah, it's had to slow down after Endgame, No Way Home, but anyway, we're not here to talk about that. And then, second favourite, Civil War. The Clash, figuring out things with Bucky, and, like Tony Stark, just like, my dad made that shield, you don't deserve it, and the whole fight as well, pretty cool. Iron Man should have won. Team Iron Man, that's what I was. Still annoys me. Just like, Iron Man should have won that. Anyway, third favourite, Captain America, A Brave New World. because I enjoyed it. I just did. I liked the grounded feel, because it felt like a while since Marvel's had a grounded feel. You know, like military. You know, it had like knives. You know, it felt real, especially when the guy with all the guns, Gus, I forget his name, Esposito, you know, attacks Sam Wilson just in a car. I thought, damn, you don't get that normally, you know. And him just trying to survive without his shield, without his armor, and he's not a super soldier, so he can't just walk through it and go bonk, you know. So I thought, damn, that's quite, like, there were some great moments.
More vulnerable, yeah.
Yeah, he's more vulnerable, which I think adds to the stakes. And yeah, I know he's the hero, so he's not gonna die anytime soon. But you know, you still think, oh, how's he gonna get out of this without a shield? You know, he's just a normal guy. So that's a cool thing about it, which means my least favourite is Winter Soldier. I find it so boring. I think it's a slog to get through. When I was watching it with said Granny, when we managed to get quite far, but as soon as we got to Winter Soldier, I just couldn't do it. I thought, Granny, I'm really not in the mood to watch this film. And then ever since then, we haven't continued with Marvel, and that was like 4 years ago. So you can blame Winter Soldier for that. I find it a slog to get through. And I don't know, it's just boring to me. Like, yeah, it's important for bringing Bucky back, you know, the Winter Soldier. I like the Winter Soldier, you know. Every time he's on screen, I'm like, Bucky, you know, he's pretty cool.
People in the comments, kill yourself.
Yeah, but I just didn't enjoy Winter Soldier. So if we're going from the bottom, Winter Soldier's my least favourite. Then it's this new one. Then it's Civil War. Then it's the first Avenger. So that's all I have to say, and I think hopefully this will be a short video because I'm not here talking too long. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I hope you actually go and give this film a try, because yeah, there's lots of negativity around it, but it's not as bad as people say, if that makes any sense. It's definitely not the best film they've made, but it's definitely a more, like, you know, grounded approach to a Marvel film. And I think it's pretty, and it worked out pretty well. It's a more military style one, you know, because you literally have the US Navy, the Japanese Army, you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, I think that's all I gotta say. Go watch the film. Don't expect Avengers Endgame or Infinity War level. Thank you for watching, and I will see you, well, we will see you, hopefully in the next film, which will be Until Dawn, maybe. Like, all three of us. Maybe not. I don't know. It'll be a while, I'm sure. But look forward to then. And yeah, that's all. Bye-bye.